going to be between KoyoteKamper and Qaenthalis once again. This map is called... I honestly have no idea. It's called My First Map, is this iteration of it. It has another more formal name because it was retextured somewhere along the creation process. I actually always really liked the texture on this map. I thought it was really neat the way it was done. So as you can see, there are these middle area with all these metal extractor spots. There's these geothermal vents here. There's geothermal vents all the way around it. And it's a great spot for all terrains because they can just hide on this top hill right here and be annoying. You can also throw buildings and turrets up here on these plateaus. So yeah, a lot of distinct possible gameplay things you can do here. Looks like KoyoteKamper already sold something. I'm not sure what it was, didn't catch it, but he's going to go for pretty typical for him, an economic start. He loves being greedy right off the bat, and it looks like Qaenthalis is actually pretty much going to do the same thing. Looks like Coyote actually sent his originator off without actually building the geothermal plant to facilitate his army. Okay, so Qaenthalis is also going to go straight up ground here, and normally I wouldn't agree with this. I do agree with it in this specific instance. He's actually putting an immolator turret right up at the front. And the reason I agree with this is because even though there will be hover units coming out of there, it actually will cover quite a huge range. So it will make raiding a lot less effective. Of course, raiding can always go over this ridge right here, or always from this side, but his air should be there to take care of it. Now, Coyote is jumping way ahead in resources. He's got 6.5 incoming, or now 7, and Qaenthalis only has 4.5. So that's kind of bad news. But at the same time, he does have a lot of vision on the map. Well, let me put it this way. He has a scout, and if he chooses to use it, he can pretty easily figure out exactly what Coyote is doing. But at the moment, he's just kind of letting it sit there, acting as a floating radar turret, or radar tower, I'm sorry. In the meantime, he does get this immolator up, so that's good. But he immediately starts on an advanced generator without expanding his metal income, and I disagree with that a lot. Coyote is going to lose a couple wildcats here, but he does get some good scouting info. At the same time, Qaenthalis now knows that Coyote went for air as well. One thing Coyote may not know yet, I'm not sure if he was close enough to see it, and I'm pretty sure he was, but the hover plant here, that's going to cause him some problem, because Coyote, at this point, has gone full on air. So his ground is pretty vulnerable, and if he tries to take on those crushers with just his wildcats, he will lose them. Qaenthalis is not keeping these spread out very well, though, so the splash damage from the wildcats really could hurt him. So could this turret if it actually manages to finish. And Coyote definitely has the economy to back this up. So looks like Qaenthalis is going to be a bit aggressive with his air here. He does see that turret. He definitely sees the turret, but he shies away. He decides to go for it, and I disagree with this. He's going to lose his entire air force, as well as all of these crushers here. So that was a really poor engagement. That did not go well at all for Qaenthalis. That's okay. He can still pull out of it. He does need to keep expanding and get his metal extractors. Because he is way behind in economy. Like, just... Coyote is outpacing him in pretty much every way. He's also only producing off of one factory, so there's less drain. And this scout is... What is with these guys and having units on ridiculously low health? This scout has 11 hit points left. So, he's not doing too well. Just doesn't want to fight right now. And Coyote looks like he's going to push way forward. I'm not entirely sure why he's putting an advanced generator there instead of a geothermal, but I'm guessing he probably wasn't really thinking about it. Geothermals are much more cost efficient than any other power source by a very large margin. Geothermals in particular are they are only 100 metal, and they give 7 energy income. They also provide 7 power in a radius, and also supplied 35 supply, so it's pretty good. Now Coyote is going to move in here with his air and more or less instantly stuns Qaenthalis' air force. This turret's going to be bad news bears for KoyoteKamper's air, though. They cannot take on this, not without a camper. And one thing Coyote doesn't know is that Qaenthalis has this fairly formidable hover force here. So Qaenthalis is going to rebuild that metal extractor, both of them. And I do wish that he'd push out on this side of the map. That would be very advantageous. And actually, if he just squeezed out a single camper and sent it behind these lines, that could cause a lot of problems. Now, Coyote's being a little bit interesting, and he's getting up an eradicator, a nuclear silo. So, if that goes up, Qaenthalis is not going to be particularly pleased. However, we get to see nukes, and anytime we get to see nukes, that is a good time. Coyote's gonna pick up a little straggling units here and there. Mainly ones that Qaenthalis sent out to just be annoying. And the nuke is getting oh so close. 82%, 83%, and he actually has the metal to back up building this for the most part. So in roughly about 1 minute, we're going to hear the familiar sound of hot-blooded man tears. So, in the meantime, Qaenthalis looks like he's putting up an all-terrain factory here. I understand why he's doing this. I don't necessarily agree with it. It's cool as a little raiding tactic, but I think he should have done it back here because it would have been out of range of any radar or any easy vision. To this extent, I mean, any one of these patrolling aircraft could see it fairly easily, and if Qaenthalis actually had a radar right there, or somewhere in that area, then he would actually see a lot of that. And now Coyote's definitely going to be very well aware of that. And there's probably a good chance that this missile is going to get fired. In fact, it's not pre-aimed, so that's good news. But as soon as this goes off, Qaenthalis is not going to be very happy. And there it goes. It gets selected. It's being targeted. And there it goes. It would be funny if it impacted the plane right there. And you know what? We're not even going to watch the battle. We're just going to watch this nuke go up. Isn't that pretty? Okay, so this nuke is going to come down, I'm guessing, right about there. Because that's exactly where I'd put it. He may go for the hill, though. Nope, he hits it more or less where I figured he would. And there goes up the vast majority of Qaenthalis' base. However, Coyote is not aware of this area right here yet, so gonna have an anvil going in and should be able to take out this turret pretty easily. There we go. One more shot should do it. There we go. And we have campers moving in. Wildcats on wildcats. More campers moving in. And that is bad news for this base. We'll probably have another nuke flying in a moment. It's been selected and it is fired. And that's all she wrote. Coyote is the victor. I'm gonna watch this nuke go past her screen real quick because, yeah. Always a good time. And in fact, you know what? Let's just watch it land because, well, mainly we can. Even though it's not really going to hit anything, but doesn't matter. Beautiful. Blows up his own aircraft, but hey, who's counting? Anyway, this has been Foreboding Angel again, once again with a cast of Evolution RTS between Qaenthalis and KoyoteKamper. Thanks for watching.